The highest, shall we say, or the most challenging venture to approach or to take on this planet is to fuse the two forces of anima and animus, which is the feminine and the masculine. So, and in order for these energies to fuse together and have harmonious union, you have to have zero fear. They're designed for animus and anima to fuse together in positive frequencies. Otherwise, they just repel each other when they're in the negative frequencies. So it's basically it's the frequency of eight, and it's the two polarities finding fusion. So in order for the polarities to find fusion, there has to be zero. They have to be in a high frequency version of their own energy. So in other words, the masculine energy is the mind energy, the thinking. So for the positive masculine, it's got to be good positive thinking. So the masculine, in order to have fusion with the feminine, has to have positive thinking. Now, remember, we have both these energies inside our own mind, right? So we have to have positive thinking, and then we have to have healed emotional. The two feminine energies, one is the mind, one is the emotion. So the feminine is healed when she is the feminine energy within, the emotional energy is healed, and the mind is positive, then we get fusion of the two forces. So this new moon in Libra is about the fusion of the two forces, finding harmonic balanced fusion. So how you do that is there has to be we have to have cleared, we're in a karmic clearing cycle where we're clearing our negative frequencies, our pain, abandonment energies, and how we process experiences in love and relationships. So I hope that's clear. So Saturn in retrograde is causing us to, and it's in the axis. Well, it was in Aries and Libra. It's going to go back into Aries. But what Saturn is doing is having us wrap up. It's at the end degree of Pisces, so it's having us wrap up old karmic cycles, most likely connected to relationships. So we're healing patterns of relationships. Now let me just show you in this new moon here what's going on. We've got Chiron squaring Jupiter. Chiron is actually opposite this full moon, although it doesn't really show there. It is very close. And then we also have the sun and this new moon squaring Pluto. So it's a beautiful new moon where we're really healing our lower density processing in love so that we can evolve to a higher love, so that we can unify our forces within us, and then it reflects without us. We will reflect union in our reality field when we have found a healing of our two, when we've shifted to masculine positive in our mind and feminine healed, the emotional center is healed. So then we have this balanced fusion of the two forces. And that's what's happening with Saturn in retrograde. Now, you can be in a long-term relationships and play out karmic and have to clear out a karmic patterning, hostile, combative nature in that connection and still be a devoted connection. But that's what's healing in this retrograde of Saturn. We're healing these patterns. So you can be in a relationship, not in a relationship, in separation, or you haven't met your person yet. It doesn't matter. You can be clearing out this energy through karmic relationships. You can be clearing out this relationship and this energy in separation from someone. So basically, the point is that this new moon is bringing a chance for us to bring in harmonious union with a counterpart. And it's giving us a chance to override the old karmic perception, the way we perceive what is happening through a that Chiron squaring Jupiter, how we perceive what's happening in our dynamics from a wounded place causes separation. So what we're looking for is the light and the truth. So this new moon brings the light and the truth of the source of what is causing the karma in these connections, which is lower density negative frequencies in either the masculine or the feminine. So with Chiron and Aries, we've been healing our wounded, shall we say, selves, because Aries, self-awareness is Aries, it's the first house. So we're healing a wounded center, our wounded centers, the part of us that is abandoned or that fears abandoned or perceives abandonment in whatever way, shape, or form we like to make that story play out. Because what we're discovering in these process of clearing karma in our relationship is that our perceptions create the story, which is an illusion, because the truth is that if it is a divine connection, um, the nature of the connection, whether it is divine connection, karmic connection, is is not important. What's important is that the process of how we process what's happening in the story is the truth, rather than that we're processing it from a wounded state. So this new moon brings us beautiful new fresh beginnings in romance or partnership agreements, all things seventh house, all things Libra, business association, business projects, things we really desire to do, and it brings us a clear, we got this new start. You could say we have a clear slate, or you could say this time we're going to try and practice what we've learned, which then kind of creates a clear slate. All right. I hope that makes sense. Have a wonderful new moon. Namaste.